So Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso has been announced officially for UFC 285. It's obviously going to be on the main card, and it's a pretty major fight, and I am looking forward to watching it. We've got a rumoured fight between Nunes and Aldana, which would be quite cool, so maybe if Shevchenko wins and Nunes wins, we could do a trilogy along the line. That would be pretty cool. But I do have Shevchenko to win this matchup by decision, and I think she's going to win it like 50-45, maybe 49-46. I just don't see Alexa Grasso being able to take a round off Shevchenko on this one here. Shevchenko's too well-rounded, her kickboxing's too good, and Alexa Grasso, she does have a very good clinch game and pretty solid takedown defense and pretty good boxing, but I do think Shevchenko's really going to be able to use her full well-roundedness to win this matchup. It does make me question, though, what is going on here? You know, like, where is the Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley interim belt? Where's Aljamain Sterling, maybe? Like, where's the bantamweight title fight we're expecting? You know, are we going to have 4 belts, or are we just not going to have that happen at all? And are we just going to wait for Sterling to come back in April, maybe headline against Henry Cejudo? Who knows? But I'm looking at this fight, Shevchenko versus Grasso, and I'm thinking as well to myself, where's Manon Fiorot? Like, Manon Fiorot's been snubbed here, in my opinion, but I do think Valentina Shevchenko wins this one by decision. I think she probably goes on to fight Nunes. But man, I really feel like Manon Fiorot is the much more deserving contender in the matchup, you know what I mean? But I've definitely got Shevchenko to win this fight. I do think she's going to get it done. Shevchenko, I think she's a great fighter. I think she's clearly the best women's flyweight. Maybe Tyler Santos with her ground game, and maybe Erin Blanchfield. If Erin Blanchfield's striking could improve, maybe they could compete with her. But for now, Shevchenko's levels ahead at the moment. And I feel like if Shevchenko turned around from that fight against Taylor Santos and did a 4-month turnaround against someone like maybe Alexa Grasso and then fought Manon Fiorot, she could leave a legacy that could not be touched. That's the problem with Valentina Shevchenko, in my opinion. We just don't see her fight often enough. She only fought once in 2022, when she really should be taking advantage of the fact that she's so good right now, and she should be fighting often enough to the point where a future champion's just never going to catch that title defense streak, you know what I mean? And Shevchenko, I feel like, has an opportunity to completely take over the division and completely prove that she's the best women's flyweight, and maybe get GOAT status along the way by defending her belt more and more often. But we're just not seeing that. We've seen a lot of inactivity from Shevchenko, which is a little bit frustrating, because I know how good Shevchenko is, and I know how great her legacy could be if she fought more often. But in this matchup, I think Valentina Shevchenko is the more well-rounded fighter. Alexa Grasso's obviously got some pretty solid boxing. She's got the good clinch game, as I said, and she did kind of look quite good in a 5-round fight against Viviane Araujo. But that was only a few months ago, and that's her only 5-round fight in her career, to my knowledge. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, is it too much too soon? Like, why not give someone like Manon Fiorot, the more proven contender, the opportunity? You know, Manon Fiorot, I guess she's never been 5 rounds herself, but she just beat the number 1 contender in Caitlin Chikagian, and before that she was finishing girls left, right and centre, whereas Alexa Grasso was having pretty competitive fights with Viviane Araujo. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, like, it just could be different. You know, I just feel like Manon Fiorot's been robbed in a way, not gonna lie. I'm also very interested in knowing what they're going to do with the bantamweight title as well. Like, where's Henry Cejudo? Are they fighting in UFC 287? Is that going to be the plan now? Because I think there's going to be 2 pay-per-views in March. There is, that's true. So, like, what's going on UFC 287? Is that when we're going to be getting the Cejudo versus O'Malley interim fight? Aljamain Sterling versus Cejudo? Aljamain Sterling versus O'Malley? What's happening? And then also we're going to be getting Nunes versus Aldana as well on this card, which will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a very good card now. I'm assuming how it's going to shape up is Jones-Garn main event, Nunes Aldana co-main, Shevchenko Grasso main card, and then we're probably going to have like Derek Brunson, Dricus du Plessis, and then Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov will open the card, and Pickett versus Bo Nickel will be like the featured prelim, and then underneath them will be Araujo Ribas. And it will be quite a good card. It's 13 fights on here. I feel like we're only probably going to get 2 more fight announcements, and that's the card. That's the end of the card. We've got Esteban Ridovic making his debut, which I'm really, really excited for, man. I'm really hyped for that. But Bo Nickel's making his debut too. Fried Basharat making his debut as well. Garbrandt is on the card. I feel like add like a couple big fights on the prelims. Like, maybe we get someone like Brian Barberena on the prelims. He could add a little bit of spice to the prelims. I know I'm not the biggest Barberena fan, but that would really add to the card, in my opinion, having him on there. And other people as well, like Maybe like Santiago Ponzinibbio. He just come off a pretty good win over Alex Morono. Maybe he could go on the card as well. Like, what's like some well-known guys like veteran? Maybe Clay Guida versus someone on the card could be quite fun. You know what I mean? Like, put these guys on the prelims, spice up the prelims a little bit. There's still a couple more fights to be announced, I'm sure, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I think a lot of people want to be on this card. It's a John Jones card. Like, the prelim guys are going to get a lot of exposure. Bo Nickal's going to be on the prelims, so a lot of people looking out for him will be watching the prelims. Esteban Ridovic, I'm the only guy that's super hyped for this guy, but I really do believe Esteban Ridovic, man. He's the future for sure. But yeah, looking forward to this card, I really am.